of one class and do that? We sure can. That's a good idea. Okay, so here we have the lionfish. And we have lionfish are mostly found everywhere. They can be very aggressive. They can blow sets of water to its prey, so it will be confused. The two key features are they have stripes that look like a lion, and they have little fins that look like a fan. Three other facts: they are venomous, they are native to the Indo-Pacific, and they're also named pteroids. Good job. All right, we are going to go back up to our PowerPoint screen, and we have one more. And that is, oh, Victoria, we already did yours. We are done. All right, we have done all of our things. Fantastic. You guys did a great job doing your presentations. If I missed one of yours, go ahead and write it in the text chat, and I will try to get it up so that at the end of class, we can go ahead and look at them. But for right now, today, we are going to look at sea turtles. I love sea turtles. They are amazing creatures. We are going to look at the sea turtles that are common around the U.S. to start with. So first we are going to start by looking at the turtle anatomy. We have a carapace, which is the back shell of a turtle. If you look at the picture of my little cartoon character on the bottom here, the upper shell on his back is labeled as the carapace. Turtles have a belly shell as well. That's called a plastron. That's their lower shell. And these shells are made up of scutes. There are three types of scutes that a turtle has. Turtles have medial scutes, lateral scutes, and marginal scutes. If you look at letter B, these scutes that are running down the center of the carapace are the medial scutes. Around it, there is a row on either side, one to the right and one to the left, of scutes. These are called lateral scutes. And then around the entire edge of the turtle, and those are the marginal scutes. Letter C shows the belly or the plastron shell of a turtle. If you look at letter C, in the plastron, you can see the sort of cutout where the turtle's head, arms, and legs go. That's so that the turtle has plenty of room to move. The sea turtles have some special characteristics. Would anyone like to read this slide for me? Any volunteers? Lizzie, go right ahead.
Sea turtles do not
Okay, Lizzie, hold on 1 minute. I think you need to move the microphone a little farther away from your face because you're very muffled. Why don't you go ahead and try again?
Cannot retract robust head into shell, salt glands behind eyes, secret saltius, nesting from females return to the beach where they hatched summer months. Sex of turtle hatchlings is determined by temperature temperature, warm female, cool male.
All right, great job. Now, if we look at our whiteboard, I'm going to draw a picture. Now, I'm going to draw a picture, but you all have to promise not to laugh at my picture, because I'm not a very good artist. I'm a science teacher, not an artist. So I'm going to draw a picture of what a beach looks like. Here we have a moon. Here we have the ocean. And we are going to draw our beach. And we're going to talk we're going to talk about what sea turtles do. Now, when a sea turtle, and here's my turtle, he's going to be a green little guy. Oh, you don't have to draw on it. Only I need to draw on it. Oh, no. There we go. Here's my beach and the water. Okay, the beach is colored here in gray. You can't see it. No one can see it. That's strange. If you guys can't see the whiteboard, log in and log back out, because maybe you did not log in and log back out before. And then go ahead and let me know when you can see my screen. I wouldn't want anyone to miss my gorgeous drawing. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to continue my description here. Okay, Mallory, did you log out and log back in? And you still can't see the picture on my whiteboard? All right, when I'm done with it, I will put it up on the PowerPoint screen. But you're going to have to bear with me for 1 second. So here is my turtle out in the ocean, swimming around. Now my turtle always returns to the same beach to lay its eggs. The turtles know what beach they live on, or what beach they need to go back to lay their eggs, based on the chemical composition of the water. All the water in the ocean at each beach has a little different chemical composition. So what happens is our sea turtle swims ashore and goes up to the very top dunes of the beach. Once our sea turtle is at the very top dunes, she digs a hole with her flippers. She digs a hole using her back flippers, and the hole looks like this. It is a very narrow, deep hole. She lays her eggs at the bottom of the hole. Sea turtle eggs are circular, about the size of a ping pong ball. As they are falling into the hole, they are very soft and kind of squish a little so they don't break. once she lays all of her eggs, she goes ahead and she fills the rest of the hole back in with sand using her flippers. Then our mommy sea turtle goes back to the water, swims away, never to be seen again by those turtles. She'll come back to that same beach to lay her eggs. All right, so let me get a picture of this so that Mallory can see it. My gorgeous drawing. All right, give me 1 second to put it up here. You know what, Mallory, I'm going to put it in Moodle because that's not going to work to do that either, if you can't see the whiteboard. I'll put it up there so that you can see it later. What happens is about 2 to 3 months later, depending on the type of sea turtle, these eggs hatch. If the nest was warm, these turtles are females. If the nest was cool, these turtles are males. Then the little hatchlings swim or walk across the beach and swim away in the water. So let's go back to our PowerPoint screen, and we'll take a look at some sea turtles that are common to the U.S. Perfect. Anyone want to read about the loggerhead turtle? Lizzie, you just read, so Brayden, you were next. Go ahead, Brayden. And then Victoria, you're after her. Go ahead, Brayden, you can read this one.
Loggerhead turtle. Named for its large head, which holds 200 to 350 pounds. Carapace about 3 feet long. Main foods are crustaceans, clams, which are in 12 to 30 years. Adults get close to shore, feed in estuaries or on continental shelf. Reddish brown surface, please.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Victoria, go ahead and read this second page about loggerheads.
Loggerheads are the most common nesting sea turtle in Florida. A nest can contain from 100 to 125 eggs. One turtle nests 4 to 7 times per season, every 2+ years. Eggs incubate for 60 days. Hatchlings are 1.5 to 2 inches long. Listed as a threatened species in the U.S.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for reading those. So if you think back to what I said about our turtles and their nesting, this says that the nest can contain 100 to 125 eggs. So buried under the sand are 125 eggs that are going to hatch. And what the turtles do is they work together and swim out of the sand, moving the sand away until they reach the surface. At the surface, they then move as fast as they can across the beach towards the water. They move towards the water because they are looking for the reflection of the moon. They move towards the light. Another species of turtle that's common in the U.S. or the waters around the U.S. is the green sea turtle. Anyone who has not read yet, would you like to read? All right. We're going to talk about us seeing or touching turtles in a few minutes, and then we can share stories with each other. Haley, go ahead and read this one for us.
Named for its green body fat, adults 300 to 350 pounds, carapace about 3 feet long. Main food is seagrass, mature in 20 to 50 years. Olive brown carapace, formerly hunted for soup.
Can you read this one as well? That was a short one.
Nesting green turtles in Florida are federally listed as an endangered species. Many green turtles are infected with fibropelopilioma virus. Nests contain 110 to 115 eggs. One turtle nests 2 to 7 times per season, every 2+ years. Eggs incubate for 60 days. Hatchlings are 1.5 to 2 inches long.
All right, can you guys hear me? Some people had a hard time hearing you, Brayden. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. Oh, Mallory can't hear me either. All right. I think it might be on your end because I'm not showing an issue with my microphone, and if other people can hear me, I'm wondering if maybe it's your speakers, Mallory. So these green sea turtles get a virus. If you look at the picture on the bottom of this screen, it's a green sea turtle's head and neck. On its neck, you see kind of like a bumpy gray growth. That is this fibropelopilioma virus. It gets on green sea turtles and it can get infected, and unfortunately, it can die. It is on this one's eyes as well. When these guys were common, they were hunted for their green meat. You know how now they have farms that raise fish or clams or crabs? They used to have turtle farms that raised turtles for their meat. And the last type of sea turtle we're going to look at is a leatherback sea turtle. A leatherback sea turtle is a little bit different than the other sea turtles we looked at. They don't have scutes. They have ridges that run down their back. Anyone like to read this one that has not read yet? All right, anyone want to read it, whether you have or have not read then? All right, Brayden, go right ahead and read this one.
Leatherback turtle. Back is covered with leathery skin and slender ridges running down the back. Largest of the sea turtles, adults are 4 to 8 feet long and weigh 500 to 1,500 pounds. Breeding fish and jellyfish can dive to 3,000 feet. Can regulate body temperature.
Very good. This is the largest of the sea turtles. And their main food that they eat are jellyfish. Okay, one more slide to read. Anyone want to volunteer? Victoria, go ahead.
Some leatherbacks, 30 to 60, nest in Florida each year. Nests contain 80 fertile eggs and 30 unfertilized eggs. One turtle nests 6 to 9 times per season, every 2 to 3 years. Eggs incubate for 65 days. Hatchlings are 2.5 feet long. Leatherback turtles are federally listed as an endangered species.
Awesome. Great job. The number of leatherback sea turtles in the U.S. or U.S. waters are much lower than green and loggerhead sea turtles. Now, some of you have been writing over in the text chat that you've seen turtles, you've touched turtles. Now's a chance for you to share your turtle stories with us. I will start by sharing mine. A couple of years ago, when we went to Myrtle Beach to visit for our summer vacation, we noticed that there were little nests along the beach. So we asked some volunteers about them, and they actually rope off their sea turtle nests there to protect them. No one can put their beach chairs on top of them or drive over them. We were lucky enough, we didn't get to see a sea turtle nest hatch. However, what we did see was a couple days after they hatch, they dig the rest of the eggs out to see if they can find any that either didn't make it to the top, and they count the number of shells for research. So we were able to go watch the volunteers dig up a sea turtle nest. So it was very, very interesting. Now, some of you have written some stuff about sea turtles. I will let you all share your stories if you have stories you'd like to share. So go ahead and raise your hand. Would anyone like to tell us something about a sea turtle? Haley, you are first. Go ahead.
I went down to a beach in Tallahassee, Florida, and I was bodyboarding with my cousin, and we saw the beak of a green sea turtle come up out of the water. And next thing I know, I felt this bump on my leg, and I think it was the sea turtle touching me. And I used to go to this island called Jekyll Island, Georgia, and they have a huge sea turtle center where you can see turtles that have either beached or gotten hit by a boat, and you can adopt them and watch them grow and get released.
Awesome. That is a pretty cool story. Anyone else have a sea turtle story, either seeing one in an aquarium or one in the wild that they would like to share with us? Braden, go ahead.
My cousin, he was in and he had a sea turtle on his head. But then he had to let it go because it got in the house.
All right. Anyone else want to share? Mallory, go right ahead. Oh, Mallory put something in the text chat. She said she went to Cozumel and snorkeled with stingrays, and there was so much stuff. There were sea turtles and urchins, too. Awesome. Anyone else want to share? Okay. Well, I do have a couple more sea turtle pictures to share with you guys. So if you go ahead and look at your whiteboard, I'm going to go ahead and hopefully find them. Okay, here we go. Here's the first picture. Here is a sea turtle nest. Up at the top here is the back of the sea turtle with her fins and her tail. And in here are all of the eggs that she has laid. Go ahead, Haley.
I went to the Phoenix Zoo once, and I saw a desert tortoise laying its eggs on the side of the exhibit.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. And here is the life cycle of a sea turtle. Now, sea turtles have sort of a part of their life called the lost years. No one really knows what happens to sea turtles during that time. So let's take a look. We are going to start down here as a hatchling. The sea turtles hatch. They scramble across the beach as quick as they can. They're trying to get away from any predators like raccoons or birds on the beach. And they're trying to make it to the water as fast as they can. They go into the water, and then they get stuck in the Gulf currents off the U.S., and they end up in something called the Sargasso Sea. The Sargasso Sea is an area in the center of the Atlantic Ocean that everything just kind of circles around. There's a lot of seaweed in it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of trash in the Sargasso Sea. And it basically is an area where the turtles spend 10 to 15 years of their lives. It's a hard area for scientists to study because it is so far offshore. By circling around, I mean the currents, the water currents, kind of go up. So let's see. If this is Canada and the U.S., and over here we have Europe, the currents kind of form a circle in the middle. In the middle of this circle is where these sea turtles, or where scientists think, where I have blue here, the sea turtles spend about 10 to 15 years, sort of in the middle here, growing larger. After that time period, once they're larger, the sea turtles return to the coastal feeding areas. Yes, very similar, Brayden. Then they go closer to the shore again and they mate. The females climb up onto the beach, into the dunes, lay their eggs, and then go back to the coastal feeding areas. After they mate, the males return to the areas. The males never return to the beach. Only the females actually climb up on the beach. So let's take a look at some threats to sea turtles. So go ahead and pull up your PowerPoint. There are some natural threats to the eggs of sea turtles. Natural threats to the eggs of sea turtles would be a raccoon that digs a sea turtle nest up, or some storm that might flood where the nest is. The turtles bury their eggs high enough from the water that it does not get flooded by normal high tide. So if there's a hurricane or a very high tide, a strong wind that pushes the water farther up the beach, it could flood their nest. Yes, Mallory, that is a picture of a ghost crab. Ghost crabs are a very big predator of the hatchlings of sea turtles. Once they hatch, ghost crabs, seagulls, other seabirds, sharks, and fish love to eat sea turtle hatchlings. The ghost crabs will eat them as they're trying to crawl across the beach to the water. And an adult sea turtle is prey for sharks and killer whales. Humans are also a major threat to sea turtles. One of the biggest threats, or one of the biggest ways humans are a threat, is they change the beach and the shoreline that the sea turtles use. Adding buildings or building closer to the shore can take away areas where the turtles can nest. There's also artificial lighting on the beaches. And the sea turtles, when they hatch, they look for a light source, which is the moon. However, if people have lots of lights up along the beach, the sea turtles could get confused and go the wrong way. Driving on the beach is a threat to sea turtles because you could crush their nests. Fishing gear, they can get caught in the fish like this poor loggerhead in the line. Getting hit by a boat, poaching or hunting them, and getting caught in marine debris. Oh, Haley put in the text chat that she adopted a sea turtle because it only had 3 flippers. It's very sad. So sea turtles are being conserved or trying to be. There are many conservation efforts that focus on sea turtles, like the one that Haley mentioned. There are also lighting ordinances, which means at certain times of the year, during nesting time, towns will ask you to turn off your outside lights. There are habitat conservation plans. There are also turtle excluder devices, which is what this picture is here. Turtle excluder devices are put on fishing nets, and if you look here, there's a little trap door on the top that the turtle can swim out of. And this way, he can escape the fisherman's net. And probably the largest conservation effort by scientists is to tag sea turtles so that we can track where they go and how we can help them. So if you go ahead and take a look at our whiteboard, I'm going to put, oh no, he ran away. There is a turtle called Captain Jack. Captain Jack is a sea turtle that is being tracked. Basically what that means is scientists have put a tag on him. And if you look at your whiteboard, you can see the tag on top of his carapace. He was released on January 22nd of 2014. So almost a year ago. He was released from Juno Beach, Florida. And so far, in less than a year, he has traveled 2,126 kilometers. And he was released up here in Juno Beach. And his last sighting or last tracking was all the way down here over by Key West. So sea turtles travel far, they migrate, and this little tracking device is helping scientists learn more about sea turtles. Now your homework in Moodle says, or on your syllabus says to track a sea turtle. Unfortunately, the website that I have used to do this in the past is not up and working anymore, and I couldn't find a good substitute. So, I am going to change your homework. So I will put it up there shortly, but just in case you know, just so you know, your homework this week is going to be to read an article about sea turtles and answer a couple of questions. Sort of like a little scavenger hunt. We have 2 more classes of marine biology. I have gone through and updated all of your grades and graded everything that I have turned into me. So what I need you all to do is to make sure that you have turned everything into me. So if you are missing assignments, check it out on the Moodle website and turn in anything you're missing to me. I will check out that website, Haley, and see, because maybe I can do that assignment then. I did not see that one when I was searching earlier today. Anyone have any questions about sea turtles or would like to share any more sea turtle stories with us? Halloween was great here. Thank you. All right. Well, if you want, you can go ahead and talk to each other for a couple minutes. I have a couple minutes till my next class. So I'll stay in class. You guys can go ahead if you want to get to know each other a little bit. And I will talk to you all soon. Have a good week.